The first month of the 2008 to 2009 Premier League season ended with a piece of transfer business that sent shockwaves through the division. Manchester City, now managed by Mark Hughes and backed by billionaire Abu Dhabi royal Sheikh Mansour, signed Brazil star Robinho from Real Madrid for £32.5 million on deadline day. City also tried to flex their financial might with a late bid for Tottenham's Manchester United-bound forward Dimitar Berbatov. However, the Bulgarians snubbed the offer and completed a £30.75 million move to Old Trafford instead. Three of the most significant early season results occurred on September the 13th. Liverpool, with new signing Robbie Keane in attack, showed they were genuine title contenders with a 2-1 win over Manchester United at Anfield. Later that afternoon, Emmanuel Adebayor scored a hat-trick as Arsenal swept aside Paul Ince's Blackburn with a comfortable 4-0 away win. The day also featured a debut goal for Manchester City's marquee man Robinho in a 3-1 home defeat against Luis Felipe Scolari's Chelsea. 8 days later, new-look City earned a statement-making 6-0 win over Portsmouth. The three newly promoted sides all got off the mark early in the season. Inspired by new signing Giovanni, Phil Brown's Hull beat Fulham 2-1 on the opening day before suffering a 5-0 home loss against Wigan 2 weeks later. The Tigers quickly proved their Premier League worth with a stunning 2-1 win at Arsenal and a 1-0 victory at Tottenham. Tony Pulis Stoke picked up their first Premier League 3 points with a 3-2 win over Aston Villa, with Rory Delap's long throws quickly becoming a key talking point. Meanwhile, Tony Mowbray's West Brom beat West Ham 3-2 to record their first win of the campaign. In early October, Chelsea held a narrow lead over Liverpool at the top of the table. Third-placed Hull occupied a Champions League place. Sixth-placed West Ham appointed Chelsea legend Gianfranco Zola after Alan Kirbishley resigned, and 10th-placed Blackburn began a new era with Paul Ince in charge. In the bottom half, Manchester City were the league's highest scorers. Newcastle surprisingly appointed former Wimbledon boss Joe Kinnear after Kevin Keegan resigned, and Tottenham had a woeful start to the season under Juan de Ramos. The Tottenham squad underwent a transformation in the summer, with Luka Modric, David Bentley, Roman Pavlyuchenko, Vedran Chorluka, Aurelio Gomez and Giovanni dos Santos among the new signings. Spurs only amassed 2 points from 8 games at the start of the season, prompting the club to sack Juan de Ramos and bring in Harry Redknapp from Portsmouth, who appointed Arsenal legend Tony Adams as his replacement. Redknapp made an instant impact, guiding Spurs to a 2-0 win over Bolton before drawing 4-4 with Arsenal in a pulsating North London derby. Elsewhere in London, Chelsea continued their strong start under Luis Felipe Scolari with a 5-0 victory at Gareth Southgate's inconsistent Middlesbrough. However, the two-time Premier League champions suffered a setback when Liverpool won 1-0 at Stamford Bridge to end their 86-game unbeaten league home run. A month later, Scolari's men suffered another loss in front of their own fans when Robin van Persie scored twice in a 2-1 win for Arsenal. Suddenly, after a blistering start to the campaign, questions were being asked of Scolari. By Christmas Day, Liverpool topped the table despite drawing 4 games out of 5 ahead of the festive schedule. Aston Villa occupied third place after 3 consecutive league wins in December. Meanwhile, Manchester United took a break from Premier League action to compete in and win the Club World Cup in Japan. In the bottom half, Newcastle moved up to 12th after losing only once in 9 games. Ricky Spragia became Sunderland boss after Roy Keane's resignation. Moneybags Manchester City suddenly found themselves battling against relegation, and Blackburn replaced Paul Ince with Sam Allardyce. On Boxing Day, Hull received a reality check when they conceded 4 first-half goals against Manchester City. Tigers boss Phil Brown forced his underperforming players to sit on the pitch while he delivered a furious, finger-wagging half-time team talk. After the break, Craig Fagan pulled one back before Stephen Ireland sealed a 5-1 home win. "We're not a European contender," Brown told Sky Sports after the game. "In fact, if we don't get our act together, we'll be in a relegation battle sooner rather than later." In January, the managerial war of words began when Rafael Benitez listed a series of facts about Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson during a sensational press conference. "I am not playing mind games. I am talking about facts," said Benitez, who claimed Sir Alex complained about fixture congestion and referees due to title race nerves. United responded with a 3-0 win over Chelsea and a 1-0 victory at Bolton to leapfrog Liverpool at the top. "Hopefully, he'll reflect and understand what he's saying was absolutely ridiculous," Sir Alex told Sky Sports. In February, Liverpool sold Robbie Keane back to Tottenham for £12 million after he fell out of favour with Rafael Benitez. On the pitch, the Reds ended a run of 3 consecutive draws with a 2-0 win over Chelsea at Anfield. A week later, Luis Felipe Scolari lost his job as Chelsea boss after a goalless draw at home to Hull left the Blues in 4th place. Interim boss Guus Hiddink took charge and guided the Londoners to 4 league wins in a row, starting with a 1-0 victory at Aston Villa. As Manchester United looked set to run away with the league, goalkeeper Edwin van der Sar went 1,311 minutes without conceding a goal, breaking Petr Cech's Premier League record. The Red Devils won 11 consecutive games before Rafael Benitez masterminded a 4-1 win over Sir Alex Ferguson's side at Old Trafford. The following week, United had Paul Scholes and Wayne Rooney sent off in a 2-0 defeat at Fulham, while Liverpool proved their title credentials with a Steven Gerrard-inspired 5-0 victory over Aston Villa. By the end of March, Manchester United were 1 point ahead of Liverpool with a game in hand. Chelsea moved above Arsenal into 3rd, while Wigan, West Ham and Fulham were dreaming of European football. In the bottom half, Harry Redknapp guided Tottenham to a mid-table position after several January signings. Hull only won once in 11 league games after Phil Brown's on-pitch team talk. Portsmouth sacked Tony Adams and replaced him with Paul Hart, and Newcastle and Middlesbrough got sucked into a relegation battle. Newcastle manager Joe Kinnear missed the last 3 months of the season after undergoing heart bypass surgery. Chris Hughton and Colin Calderwood took caretaker charge before the club surprisingly appointed legendary striker Alan Shearer in April. "Joe Kinnear is in the job at the moment," Shearer told BBC Sport. "He is recovering well and we wish him well, but I am here for 8 games only to try and keep the club in the Premier League." Shearer's first game in charge ended in a 2-0 defeat at home to Chelsea. After back-to-back losses in March, Manchester United won 7 games in a row to cement their place at the top. The run began with Italian teenager Federico Macheda scoring a sensational winner in a 3-2 victory against Aston Villa. Liverpool also enjoyed a winning run before 4 goals from new signing Andrey Arshavin earned Arsenal an astonishing 4-4 draw at Anfield. Manchester United went 6 points clear and ultimately sealed the title with a goalless draw against Arsenal with a game to go. In doing so, Sir Alex Ferguson's side matched Liverpool's record tally of 18 top-flight titles. In the relegation battle, West Brom went down after losing 2-0 at home to Liverpool with 1 match remaining. Sunderland, Hull, Newcastle and Middlesbrough were also at risk of going down, with 2 more relegation places to be filled on the final day. All 4 teams had difficult fixtures. As the results proved, Aston Villa 1, Newcastle 0, Hull 0, Manchester United 1, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 3. and West Ham 2, Middlesbrough 1. As a result, Newcastle and Middlesbrough lost their Premier League status, while Sunderland and Hull narrowly avoided the drop. The final Premier League table confirmed Newcastle and Middlesbrough's relegations alongside West Brom. Phil Brown celebrated 17th-placed Hull's survival with an on-pitch song after losing to Manchester United on the last day of the season. Stoke, written off by many at the start of the campaign, secured an impressive 12th-placed finish. In the top half, Harry Redknapp led Tottenham to 8th. Roy Hodgson took 7th-placed Fulham into Europe, and Chelsea beat Everton 2-1 in the FA Cup final. Manchester United lost the Champions League final 2-0 against Barcelona, but they still ruled domestically, capturing the Premier League trophy for the third successive season. If you enjoyed this video, click the link on screen for the full story of the Premier League in the 1990s.